What's going on, guys? Welcome back. If you've been following the channel, you know I just had my first track day in my Model 3 Performance. I set out to answer one simple question. Can the Model 3 Performance keep up with gas cars that are significantly more track prepared with much more experienced drivers? Spoiler alert, it can. I'm not one to leave things alone, as some of you guys know. So this time, I set out to answer another question. Can you take a nearly stock Model 3 Performance, put say $5 grand into it, and make it an absolute track weapon? The minute I got home from my last track event, I started ordering parts. Our next track day is only 2 days from now, so we do have a little bit of work ahead of us. But all our parts are finally here. Let's show you what we got. All right, we are all racked up. I already did my thing with the rear electric parking brake, which was my first time doing it. Quite a pain. I'm not gonna go super hardcore with the DIY on this job, but I will go ahead and grab some weights for comparison because I'm big on that. I wanna see how much I lose with the two-piece rotors. Granted, these are light. Another big area of weight loss, just by lifting them, those new wheels feel significantly lighter, even with the tires on them. Granted, we can't compare them to a stock one, but we can compare them to our Inkies down here. Those are 18 by 9.5 Inky NT03 RRs with 265, 40, 18 Kumo PS91s. So for what it's worth, we'll get a weight comparison on those. And just in case you guys were wondering why the lights are on, I put the car in neutral to disengage the parking brake. Unfortunately, after I disconnected the clips to leave them disengaged, I can no longer put the car back in park and shut it off. So if any of you guys have any idea how to do that, put it in the comments. I'd like to know for the next time I have to do this. Well, the tripod broke, so this just got challenging.
So you're gonna sell the OM ones?
No.
No? I mean, like the rotor.
I've had these rotors orange. No, I'm not selling them. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I've always read about how thin the lips are on these rotor hats. They are not kidding. Look at that. So I get like I drop like 3 millimeters of offset by putting these new rotors on because the rotor hat's a little thicker. Here. All right, Eric. You're a big weight reduction guy.
All right, let's see.
Pick up that wheel.
This one?
Yep.
All right.
Pick up that one.
Okay. Are they both forged? Yeah. Well,
how much we losing?
I don't know, like 5.
5? I'd be happy with 5. I'd be really happy with 5.
5 might be overkill.
Yeah, but
I think 5 might be too much.
What do we got?
49.
49?
Move it to the center. See if it changes.
Yeah, you got to move it around a couple times to make sure you get a good measurement.
That's
49.
49. Yeah.
49?
Solid 49.
Can I retract my previous? I'm gonna say 47.
47?
Yeah.
Say 45.
I don't know. When I picked it
I
up,
would say
I
45.
thought those felt a lot lighter. Now they're wet though, so you know, you got
Yeah,
4 pounds of water on there.
4 pounds.
47. 45.
I say 45.
45?
Yes.
4 pounds a corner?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. I'll take 4 pounds a corner. That's great, actually.
That is really good.
I think a lot of it's with the tires, though. So these oh my God, I almost said rims. The YouTubers would be after me. These wheels are only 1 pound lighter, so I guess the rest of the weight's in the tire. So
Is it a smaller tire?
No, this is a bigger tire.
Well, I mean, if you upgrade to a bigger tire,
Bigger tire.
and save weight.
Yeah, exactly. Bigger tire, and actually, funny enough, I'm not sure if these are gonna fit, but
What do you mean?
Are they the same profile?
they're 275s, and have another
Looks really fat.
5.7 offset out. So, all right, Rotor tone. So if anybody watching this video knows anything about computer repair, we're looking for a tech guy because he ain't it.
You're right. If I'm about to fire this thing up and this thing works, Carrington, I better get a raise because that's just one more thing that I can do around the shop.
All right, so brake rotors. I don't think there's much to be gained here because, feel that guy. Stock rear. It's light.
Yeah, it's very narrow.
Yes.
Oh, they look about the same width, actually.
There's a little something.
Well,
Let's get the guess there.
they look way fancier.
Yes. About the same, right?
I'm gonna go with a pound lighter.
Pound? I'll take a pound.
You can get 5 pounds a corner, man.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah, I was gonna say you can probably do that.
All right, 14.
55.
14.5.
Oh, it's not gonna be too much lighter. That's gonna be
14.5.
Do with a pound, dude.
Oh, 13. Okay.
So not even.
So a little less than a pound on the rear, but again, this is worn. So, and you know, I got the paper tag on there. It's what, a quarter of an ounce. So. Yeah,
The front's gotta be more.
I think so. Yeah, that's gotta be.
How funny it'd be if it was heavier. It just ended up being like a pound heavier.
Did you actually turn on?
I mean, hey, if they're.
think so. It might need to be charged. It might need to be charged.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you. All right, let's see.
All right, fronts. 1910.
Non-HP battery.
18.2. Okay, I'll take it. So
Yeah, it's more than.
Mount Pass Performance rotors, a pound lighter in the front. That's a little over a pound. A little over a pound in the front, a little under a pound in the rear. I'll take it.
That looks really fancy.
Yeah, I like it. Front knocked out, quick and in a hurry. Looks great. Again, we'll see how it does on the track, but so far, Mountain Pass Performance. I didn't mention it earlier, but like everybody should if they're doing a brake job like this, and switching fluid as well. We didn't go overboard and suck all the fluid out. We kind of let it gravity bleed for a while, and it's ate through a bottle and a half of this. So I'm gonna fill it up again, hit the brakes a couple times, try to circulate as much through as I can. That way, if not this time, the next time we bleed the brakes on this car, it'll be a fully changed system. All right, we are all bled. Everything went smooth. I am gonna drive it around a little bit tomorrow, so if we need to give it a second bleed, we'll still have a day to do that before the track event. I am gonna take a quick second first to check the weight on these heat shields, just for my own curiosity. I'd be surprised if they're more than a pound. Well, I was severely wrong. Final weight is just over 3 pounds. Not too bad when you consider I did this as a brake performance upgrade, not necessarily a weight reduction upgrade. So we are buttoned up and it looks so good. And of course, no install is completely done until you put a sticker on the lift to make it official. Oh, sorry, race quip. Boom, it's official, we're done. Let's get it down on the ground. All right, guys, this is what we are left with. Again, looks awesome. Unfortunately, it's nasty, rainy, and super late out tonight. So I'm gonna sit it outside, get back in here tomorrow. We'll get a test drive when it's nice, sunny, and dry. And if we do find an issue, at least we'll have the rest of the day on Friday to get it fixed up so we can take it out to the track on Saturday. All right, no rubbing, the brakes feel great. The tire pressure is set and ready to go. All we have to do now is go out and race it tomorrow morning. In the meantime, since everything went so smooth, we have a nice free afternoon to go play with something else. And by something else, I mean this gym, if you haven't seen it before. And not only do we go try to break this thing again, we get to, for the first time, use our new cart. Monster cart. Trademark. Yeah, Monster Cart, TM. Of course, as you would have it. So we are, what, less than 24 hours from the start of the race, and we get to plug this and hope it works because we have no spare tires and no time to take it to get patched. There we go.
Yeah, push it like you go to the gym. Just pull it fast as shit.
Should be good.
Gucci!
Should be.
as they say about strapping stuff down, that's not going anywhere.
That's official?
It's
that ain't
official.
going anywhere?
No.
We are actually ready for the track this time. We're stickered up, ready to go. See you guys there in the morning for real this time. All right, so we are at the track. It is absolutely beautiful, so much better than last time. The turnout, I think, at least visually, reflects that. I'm sure there's more cars here today. We're all through tech. We are plugged in because, you know, that's what we have to do. So I will see you guys on track in just a second. All right, first run is in the books. It is untimed, but the car feels just disgustingly fast. Tires are still cold. We only have 33 pounds in them. Hoping they'll heat up and get to about 36, 37, but regardless, the car feels just worlds different. I don't know how much of it is just the tires and how much of it is the, you know, little bit of weight loss and the much more confidence-inspiring brakes, but I guess we'll see. There are a ton more cars here today and a ton faster cars, so who knows where we'll place, but the car is great either way so far. Just like last time, I'm only going to post one full run and then anything eventful that happens. We're getting ready to head out for our first time run now, so we'll see what we do and how we stack up.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so first time run is in the books, and we were pretty fast. It's a 64.810, which I believe is top 3 at the moment. Obviously, there are people that are going to get faster throughout the day. The big point of that run, however, is, I'm sure you saw the end. For a car with any type of speed coming through the traps there, the shutdown is incredibly short. They warned us at the drivers' meeting that we may have to brake early, which doesn't make a lot of sense in a timed competition event, but whatever. The practice run, I did do that. This time I decided to give it hell because it's a time run. We're trying to go fast here. Smoked the brakes and almost went through the cones. As you can see, these brakes got nice and hot. If we have the same brakes as last time, the factory brakes, we are 20 feet through those cones easily. But as for the car itself, it is phenomenal. As I already said, a little more heat in the tires, even better. It is super easy to drive on these tires, super stable, super balanced, which is what I read about them, and it is all true. The brakes also phenomenal. So I am going to be a little hesitant to go through the traps full speed again. I am going to let off a little early. Maybe if we are really getting some heat in the tires and really learning the track, the last run I will give it another glory pass and send it through the traps full speed again. I'm sure there's some time to be picked up on this track. This is my first time ever on it, period. So we're going to get locked in for our second run here and see what we do.
Come around the corner, and there he comes.
right, so the second run's in the books. We dropped off just under a second while braking early. Just getting used to the course. Again, a little more heat in the tires. I'm gonna leave this in. I'm not gonna edit this stutter out because I'm literally just speechless on this car. You can see the G meter here. If I recall, we were only able to pull 1.3s on this last time. So that says everything you need to know about these tires. So we're gonna let it cool down for a second, get out there for run 3 and see what we can do. All right, that's a wrap for heat 1, the morning session. As you saw in that last run, I tried to push it a little harder in the front end of the course and just didn't have enough heat in the tires, and I just wanted to come around on me. Of course, once we got a little further into the track and the tires got a little heat, we were great. But that doesn't do us much good because we still ran a mid 64. So second pass was the best pass of the day. I'd really like to see what that would have done if I would have ran it through the traps. I don't know how much time that would have took off, but regardless, this car, it is just impressing beyond belief. So we are suiting up for round 2. I didn't do the lunch rounds like you guys saw me do last time. Fortunately, Peeny was nice enough to let me drive his car for it. So I still got some seat time, still got to have some fun, and didn't waste all my battery. As for the results for the first round, we came in 4th. 2 of the cars that beat us, right there. Funny enough, I spoke with the Z06 owner and he actually got that hood from us. He didn't want to cut up his stock one and put the vent in, so he bought a spare from us from one of our previous Le Mans blue cars, cut it up, and there you go. A couple notes from driving Peeny's cars. The first other Tesla I have driven. He is on 340 tread wear tires. Much slipperier. But his is actually a long range with performance boost. And honestly, it is almost every bit of the car that mine is. From the factory, the brakes aren't quite as capable, but the car is great. If you were wanting to get one of these to track, I would not hesitate one bit to get a long range. He does also have some Mountain Pass performance goodies. The sport coilovers, which feel great. I might need to look into getting those. Some control arm bushings, as well as the rotor brake package. So if you do pick up one of these to track, I highly recommend, again, the Mountain Pass performance stuff. Showed it on my car and it shows it on his too. All right, first time to run in the books in this track direction. Driving was definitely subpar on that. This way's a little trickier. You have some blind corners where you need to be braking before you come over the crest. Also, I am not completely positive we didn't boil fluid at some point, maybe on that first hard lockup where we almost went through the cones. The brakes just don't quite have the bite that I want right now. Haven't saw the time yet. I don't expect anything great out of it, but we definitely have some room to get faster. All right, second time run done. I wouldn't say I drove better. I would say I drove more aggressively and didn't miss my braking point on that blind corner. But with that said, as we go on, I am more and more positive that I boiled the fluid earlier. The brakes just don't feel like they should. I'm sure it's just a matter of rebleeding them and also making sure we have all that factory brake fluid out of there. But we're gonna work with what we have. We did do a 61.2 there. So I think this is probably gonna be our last run. I'm gonna let a little pressure out of the tires and see if we can get into the 60s. If not, no big deal. The car has definitely done everything I've wanted it to and more.
All right, you're good.
Well, as you guys saw, I tried to get a little overambitious on that first turn. I was hoping I could gain a good bit of time by trying to get out of that a little faster and picking up some more speed down that long straight. Didn't work. The back end came around, so that run was from the jump. But what are you gonna do? I haven't seen the time yet, but looks like we're gonna be living with that 61.2 and see where that puts us. As expected, that was our slowest run by 1/10 at a 62.1, which is a 10th slower than the first run. It's really a shame because the last half of that run was actually pretty damn good. I think that might have got us where we wanted to go, but what are you gonna do? Of course, we did double and triple check our bleeder when we bled these brakes yesterday. However, I haven't seen this before. It almost looks like when these brakes heated up, the front caliper might have started seeping fluid. It's only like this on one of them. Possible it could have been residue that I didn't clean off the best. Hit it as hard as you can. All right, so I had Peony here stomp on the brakes as hard as he could, and there's nothing coming out. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there might have been a little bit of residue left on the top of that bleeder, and when it heated up, it caused it to just come over and boil over. But nonetheless, we will definitely be checking that when we get back to the shop. 30 bucks, last offer. All right, fortunately, we were in that first and third run group, which means we don't have to stick around to the end of this thing. Once again, I am beyond thrilled with the way this car performed. We won't know where we finished in that second heat till a little bit later. So I'm gonna get the car back to the shop. We're gonna take these wheels off of there tomorrow. We'll see how these tires wore. We'll put the other ones back on. We'll make sure these brakes are kosher, re-bleed them for a third time to see if we did get any air in them or if they did boil. And I'll also update you guys with where we finished. Quick note, if you're at an event at Summit Point and you happen to want to stop somewhere on the way home for food, Abolitionist Ale Works. All right, we are back at the shop, pulling the car in. It is time to see what we have going on with the brakes, throw our street tires back on so we can convert this thing back to daily duty. All right, pump and hold. Go ahead one more time. And that reverse noise sounds better than a Camden LS.
It does. How you doing, bud?
All right, guys, we are back in street trim, ready to go back to daily driver duty. But I just got the email with the final results from yesterday, so let's go ahead and check them out and give you a couple more thoughts on the car. All right, one of the biggest lessons I learned this weekend. Everyone talks about it, I hadn't experienced it. Consumables. I think the first track day I really didn't comprehend this because I was on stock pads, I was on old tires, I wasn't really worried about wasting them. However, when you get some expensive new pads and rotors, some expensive new tires on there, consumables suddenly become much more of a concern. As you guys are already aware, the tires performed flawlessly. However, they definitely wore. Now, is it worth it to put a nice, fresh, sticky set of $1,400 tires on for your local track cross? I guess it depends on your budget. As far as pads, we knocked some life off our pads, and I mean a good bit. Nothing we're gonna do about that, so it is what it is. Moral of the story, if you want to somewhat competitively track a 4,000 plus pound car, you're gonna be spending some money. As for where the car sits now, we bled the brakes once again. There was maybe a little air in the rear, nothing excessive. But again, what I set out to prove with this car is that your average guy with a decent bit of car knowledge and a decent bit of driving experience can take it to any type of track event and immediately be in a competitive car. And without a shadow of a doubt, this car has proved it both times. In fact, the only thing that's stopping that car from being on top of the pack, in my opinion, is driving. And for the results, this is your morning session. In the afternoon, I did get bumped down to 6. Again, driving was not the best. As for what's next with the car, first order of business, I'm gonna try to take a little bit of weight out of it. I'm gonna try to do 100 pounds for less than $100 without really making the car a pain to drive. After that, we're gonna get on the phone with Mountain Pass Performance. I'm gonna kind of let them tell me where I can further develop the car suspension-wise without spending a ton of money. Unfortunately, there's not another track cross for 2 months. So we might try to find some other kind of event to do. I know there's an autocross coming up. Maybe we'll take it to an actual track day. Who knows? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know Tesla content isn't for everybody. But if you did, give us a like, a share, a subscription. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. Christ, I'm trying to work and talk at the same time. I'm fucking sound like an idiot. Prepped. Man. Much highly. Again, we'll see how it performs. Front one, but I didn't mention it already, but like anybody, forgot subscription. See, I'm not even a real YouTuber.